In this video, I want to walk you through the syllabus for our intercession course. It's a quick course, as I've mentioned many times elsewhere, and so I want to make sure that you have all of the support that you could use for this. So I'm going to get rid of my talking head and just walk you through some things. Hopefully you've seen this before. If you haven't, it is a good idea to maybe just go and read through it to familiarize yourself before you come back and watch me talk about it. Of course, here at the top, there's all the information about just the course itself, my office hours, and so on. You can use the Zoom link here or the one that is also embedded in this first section of our course in Brightspace to meet up with me for office hours. And again, if you can't make office hours on a Monday through Friday morning at 9, just let me know and we can set something else up. I am very responsive to emails, tweets, to texts, especially during the intercession. I'm here to help you out, and I try to be as responsive as I can. So please take advantage of those things whenever you have questions. I'm not just going to read through everything here, so you can look at the course description. Of course, we're going to be studying New Mexico history. We will be focusing on the diversity of our past in New Mexico and the larger region. We're not just limited to the present day state lines, but we'll be looking at what is today even northern Mexico and the larger region of the Southwest. If you have any questions about how to access our textbook, this is the reading that will always be listed as Morgan in the reading assignments. You click here to access it. The first time around, click on this document to open up the instructions so that you'll know how to access the sometimes referred to as the mile. It's a digital text on New Mexico history. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out with those. I am here to help, and I really want you to communicate with me, so please don't feel like you're ever being a bother or that if you have a question, you shouldn't ask it. Please ask, because I can't help you out if I don't know you need it. And we can't have other conversations about New Mexico history if if you don't let me know that you're interested in having those kinds of things. So please do reach out whenever you could use help or whenever you're wondering about something. And I'm looking forward to talking more in depth with all of you. Here are our objectives. Again, we're focusing on really thinking about how historians do their work and how history can help us to understand and empathize with people in their historical context. Additionally, hopefully, you'll have an epiphany. You will definitely gain empathy for others through the engaged study of New Mexico's complex past and deepen your understanding of people of other cultures, ethnicities, and backgrounds. I'm still including the section on teaching and learning during a pandemic because we're still facing COVID conditions in a lot of ways, even though things are looking up, looking much better than they have been. But ultimately, again, I'm understanding and I practice what I preach in terms of understanding that we're all human beings and we're trying to work through this together. So again, I'm here to help. Here's some information just in general about where we'll be doing our work. Also, my contact info once again. If you do need a computer, CNM does have the option of borrowing some of those, or if you need free Wi-Fi, I think I actually need to update this. I believe that the computer labs are now open. So there are a lot more opportunities to access the course on campus now. Our course is not self-paced. You can work ahead though. I leave the whole course open, so it's not one of those that you have to wait until the thing's set to open on the first day of the unit. If you would like to work ahead and you're able to, I encourage that, and that's more than fine. Just make sure you come back to the discussion if that's something you chose to do, or you come back to add your connection step to the timeline assignment. Because this is an intercession class, you will need to log in every day during the intercession period. You should probably plan on between 3 and 6 hours of work each day. So again, this is somewhat intensive. It is online and asynchronous. So please organize your schedule in such a way that you've set aside time that you will specifically dedicate to working on our class. Here's one of my kind of key teaching philosophies or ways of thinking about learning. It comes from Paulo Freire. To study is not to consume ideas, but to create and recreate them. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to create and recreate ideas as we study New Mexico's past together. Because as we'll see, history is dynamic. It's in a changing field in terms of we're always coming to fuller understandings of the past and the people that inhabited it. Just in general, units 2 through 6 are all the same in terms of the activities that we'll be doing. We'll just be doing those activities for different periods of New Mexico history. So the first day of each unit, we'll be doing identification activities. That's when you'll do the reading, you'll post your reading tweets, you'll do the first step in the timeline assignment. You can look ahead to do the first part of the discussion too, if that's something that you want to work on during that first day. During the second day of units 2 through 6, you will complete the connection step of the timeline assignment and either complete your discussion post, add your reply to appear, or do the journal entry. And that's something I want to emphasize here as well. You always choose whether to do the discussion or the journal. You never have to do both. You only do one or the other. Here are some details about all of those assignments. So you can click on each of these and it will open a document that has full descriptions. Those will also be available elsewhere inside of Brightspace. Our final project, we're not doing an exam, but we'll do 2 projects on both of the Sundays of our course. So May 1st, May 8th, that will give you certain historical scenarios in which you'll imagine yourself as a historical journalist. And so you can read what those are all about in each of these if you want to look ahead a little bit. There's also an extra credit opportunity to review the film The Milagro Beanfield War, and there are details about that here. Please do read through my comments about doing some public work. We'll be working Tiki-Taki for our timeline isn't really public. It's really just the members of our class who will be looking at it. Twitter is public if you decide to work on Twitter. And remember, you do have that opt-out. You can do the Twitter assignments in that section of the discussion board. I set up a forum for that. If you'd rather not be on Twitter, Twitter is kind of cool because we can have kind of snappy short exchanges about the readings as you go. It's a different way of taking notes and thinking about what's important and why it matters as we get started in each unit. But again, it's public and you can use a pseudonym there if you would like to. If you do that, please let me know what it is so that I can give you credit for your work. Or you can, again, use that other option. But do think about what public work means. I think it's important, but it doesn't come without risks. Plagiarism, I really wanted to capture the idea that you should feel confident in building on others' ideas. You should never just try to pass them off as your own wholesale. That is stealing, that is plagiarism. But what Paulo Freire was talking about of recreating knowledge, that is based on understanding and kind of breaking and turning others' ideas on their heads, rethinking them and coming at them from different directions. And you would think that's not something you do with history, but it absolutely is. Because as you'll see, we're historians, we're humans trying to interpret an incomplete and imperfect historical record. And so that interpretation requires some real thought and it requires collaboration. I am Safe Zone certified as a faculty member here at CNM, so please do reach out if I can be of support in any way surrounding sexual orientation or gender identity. As you can read here, also, if you have a name or pronouns that are not reflected in your official records, please let me know. And my goal is to be here, be supportive, help all of us be successful, and maintain a safe and equitable campus. Here's the grading breakdown. If you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to let me know. I did want to emphasize that because I give you options for the journals or discussions, because I dropped some assignments from the grading total, the point scale that is available in Brightspace may not always be correct. So please always work off of this one. If you need any special accommodations, please reach out to me and let me know, especially if you have been working. Now I'm realizing this is old. It's not called the Disability Resource Center anymore. I know with the reorganization, they just changed the name. But if you are working with them, please let me know. I will work on updating this. Here are some resources as well if you're a veteran, or if you could use some counseling, or the Rust Opportunity Assistance Fund provides emergency financial assistance if that is something that you're in need of. So please do take advantage of those things if need be. Here at the bottom is the course schedule. Again, as you'll notice, every unit lasts for 2 days. Unit 1's different than the rest, but units 2 through 6 follow the same structure. When you go into the modules inside of Brightspace, you'll be walked through all of those steps. So again, this is a good reference point. And it also mentions again, the Sundays, those days are apart from those units. That's when you'll work on the 2 different parts of our final project. All right. I just want to scroll down here to the bottom, hopefully not going too quickly so I don't make anyone sick. This last section has the technology requirements. So if you have any questions about that in terms of guidelines, or if you need access to the Jumpstart tutorial, please take advantage of those things. And again, as always, let me know whenever you have questions or you could use any help.